Back to yesterday's submissions. Sorry, can you give me the number of the submission? 6. Sorry, I'm having difficulty with my hub. 667. So Drucilla, King-Patterson. So it was from yesterday. So so that was from last night. So if you'd like to come forward, Drucilla, we'll hear your submission now.
Do I sit here?
Yes, thank you.
First of all, I'd like to apologise, it was a bit of a mix-up. But anyway, I'll just run through really quick. Kia ora.
You can sit down if you wish.
Yep.
Yep, cool.
I like that. Right. First of all, Green Moon Studios. The Chalice in the Square. We then had Fanfare, which was built and put on out on the motorway, Kaipoi. When you go past that at 7 o'clock at night, when the lights all change, that is Green Moon. And I've actually been working 8 years on a play, Santa's Lost Key, because when the moon comes out, Santa needs help. So we're on the process of doing that. That's 8 years of planning. Okay, TOA means coming out of an earthquake. We're brave. And I didn't bring it, but the logo is actually a COVID-19 robot dog, and his name's Toa, and the whole play's all written around him. Okay, I notice with regards to the Anglican Cathedral, sometime further on down the track, it may need extra funding, and it still has community support. Lancaster Park, I'm actually planning part of it is a Polar Bear Festival for 2/27. And I've been talking to groups. My husband lived in Mercy Road for 16 years. I lived there. And Lancaster Park is really, really important. And what I'm concerned is we're going to have a generation of young people who are not fit if we have another major emergency or earthquake. So the idea is you have sports bet. What you don't know is I'm one of the founding members for the rodeo. There was 40 of us, set the rodeo up in Canterbury Rodeo in Ahoka, right? That costs $100 grand a day. With this one, because it comes under the umbrella of the council, I will have to work through the council and with other groups. So I've been following what's been happening, and I'm already working on the branding right now. So that's why the polar bear is quite important. I was involved, I must admit, and I hate to admit it, the Commonwealth Games. We did round the world in 80 days with the Elmwood players, and that was the start of Peter Elliott's career. I actually did the dance with his brother. I was the girl in the boat. And then I did operatic, repertory, and then of course as a cabinet maker I've gone into construction. My husband now has just had, been in hospital with him all over Christmas. I was looking to move over to the Templeton side or into town. He now has the early stages of dementia, so I'm dealing with that. Okay? And a lot of people are dealing with that. The toilets in the metro stop, I actually would love, if we had a lot of money, a fast rail going from the back of the bus exchange. And I actually hopped on the bus, and if you did the Lincoln run, you could have turned around and had fast rail going from the back of the rail all the way up to the hospital, all the way up. So then young people would come from Canterbury University on their scooters, catch and go all the way through to Lincoln. And the reason for that is the dynamics of our life is moving more into, you've got the cannabis industry which will grow. I'm looking at berries. Agriculture is going to be a really big deal. And how do people get from Waimakariri, all up north, over to Lincoln in a day? And what happens is a lot of them have to move. And this has been happening for the last 20, 30 years. So it was very interesting to see what report came out that was on the news this morning about the government going to fund rail, so I'll be looking at that. I did go to all the rail meetings. I think I'm pretty, other than the Templeton site, and just, you won't be able to see this, but this is my plan for rail, and I've been following it for the last 5 years. Go up, start at past the Huanui, Cape Valley, come all the way. If you had fast rail, then you could get the guys from the prison, they could go up there and do forestry. Cape Valley, they have to be there by 6 at night. And then Wollaston's going to open up. And the thing is too, what you may not realise is beef and lamb, the lamb organisation in Ashburton, they own the yarn factory in Burnside, which is the only machine for doing hemp, all right? And there's a group of young guys that won a scholarship up in Huanui for food stuff, and they can only do so much. So that industry will actually open up, but I'm more interested in the berries. We're part of a family farm up in Taranaki. The iwi's getting into berries up there. And just the other thing is with film. Now,
thank you,
yeah, I'm
Drucilla.
going to go now, but
Yep.
one thing is, whatever I say, if I gave you a document, does that end up on the internet?
It can do if you...
Because I've got a document I don't want on the internet.
Okay.
Because it's commercially sensitive.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, this is just telling people what I've done, how much I've laid out, but I don't want other people knowing about it.
well, it's commercially sensitive, so if you could just put confidential on it and give a hard copy to staff, and it won't go on the internet.
Thank you.
So thank you. But look, thank you, Drucilla. We really appreciate the fact that you care enough that every year you come, you've thought about the integration across a number of plans and you speak to all of them. I really appreciate it, so thank you.
The key is, I just want to have fun and make movies.
I know you do. Thank you. Yeah, we'd rather do that too.